Meowdy y'all, welcome back to another video. Concerned Ape has done a great job making the characters in Stardew Valley not only interesting but very three-dimensional. With that said, is it possible that maybe we, the farmer, come off the wrong way to others? Did we make enemies as soon as we moved in? Are these possible reasons as to why Shane hates us when he first meets us? That's what we'll be discussing today, so buckle up. It's no secret that Shane isn't the friendliest face in Pelican Town, but rather than dismissing his behavior as just unfriendly, let's consider what might fuel his resentment towards us. From past trauma to a stark difference in life circumstances, Shane's life is far from simple. By looking at his background, daily challenges, and interactions with us, we might uncover that his resentment is less about hatred and more about unresolved pain and frustration. Let's explore why Shane might not be our biggest fan at first and see if there's something more to him than meets the eye. Firstly, I want to state that I do not feel as though Shane is some flawless, perfect character. I would just really like to add some lore and explanation for some of his behavior that might explain, but not excuse, his actions a little bit better. And I've got a theory for y'all. A quick Google search and I see the common reasons why people don't like Shane. He's rude to us, he's mean to us, and those are pretty intense flaws, especially when we've just moved in. Let's break them down and go through them. Is Shane rude? Yes. End the video. Just kidding. I can't sit here and say that Shane isn't rude, let's be serious here, but I can understand his rudeness. Let me explain. When you first speak to him, he states, "I don't know you. Why are you talking to me?" If any of you are really introverted and maybe you're not used to random people walking up to you and saying, "Good morning, neighbor," this dialogue probably isn't too crazy for you. Shane isn't really accustomed to neighborliness. Marnie states that Shane has lived with her the past few months. We're not exactly sure where he lived before moving to Pelican Town, but I do theorize that he used to live in a big city, probably Zuzu City. During the luau, he states, "Wow, you don't get hot pepper chutney like this in the big city," implying he's used to getting hot pepper chutney when he used to live in a city. During his 10 Heart event, Shane invites you to go see the Zuzu City Tunnelers, a gridball team, and watch them play in their stadium in Zuzu City. He then asks you what you think of your first gridball game. We can either say, "Noisy, it makes me appreciate how peaceful it is back home, no effect on friendship," and he'll respond with, "Oh yeah? I guess that makes sense. Me? I get bored with Pelican Town sometimes, but I like that you're different. We balance each other out." Or, "Fun. Pelican Town seems really boring in comparison. No effect on friendship." He'll respond with, "Oh really? I'm surprised. Didn't you move to Stardew Valley to escape the noise of the city? I mean, don't get me wrong, I totally understand. My life in Pelican Town is pretty bland, you know?" So he views his life in Pelican Town as pretty bland. I think he's used to the city life, and that makes me think that he lived in the city before Pelican Town, which makes the neighborly friendliness of just running up to people on their way to work at 8 a.m. really weird to him. He's not up for conversation, he's tired and exhausted, and he just doesn't want to do the small talk. So is Shane rude? Yeah, he is. His rudeness isn't an excuse or anything like that, merely just explained. Now, is he mean? Is he unkind? Absolutely not. Shane doesn't go out of his way to be malicious or hostile. Statements like, "Why are you bothering me? I want to be alone. What do you want? Leave me alone. No, I don't have time to chat with you. What? What do you want? Go away." None of these statements read to me as mean. They're just statements of, "I do not want to engage with you. Please leave me alone." And that's not mean. It's expressing boundaries of his. We later hear from him, "Every time I try something new, it goes horribly wrong. You learn to just stay in a shell." So his reluctance to make new friends is understandable, but I think there's another layer to this. If you don't already know, Marnie is Shane's aunt, and although Jazz calls Marnie aunt, if we befriend Jazz and get her to 10 Hearts and talk to her on a Sunday, she'll say, "Did you know Shane's my godfather? He was a friend of my parents. They died." This rare dialogue really starts putting some pieces together. Let's theorize what the story could be. Shane lives and works in Zuzu City, hangs out with his best friends on the weekend, normal stuff. His best friends get married and they have a daughter. He continues living his life until something happens, and he loses 2 best friends, and then learns that he now has to take care of their daughter, Jazz. The trauma and grief mixed with the sudden huge responsibility convinces him to move in with his Aunt Marnie, take a job at Joja Mart, and try to pick up the pieces in the bland and boring Pelican Town. Joja Mart is very much supposed to represent Amazon and other jobs that work you to the bone and don't care if you live or die. Hence the introduction scene where we literally see that someone died at their desk and has been there long enough to become a skeleton. Working at Joja Mart is utter hell. Our farmer knows this, and Shane knows this. So what does Shane see? What is his perspective? He sees us moving into a gorgeous property that, yes, needs to be fixed up a little bit, but it is ours, all ours, and it comes with a gorgeous piece of property that is filled with potential. We can choose to be a farmer, just get by with fishing or exploring the mines. We could upgrade our house so it has a kitchen and cook all day and sell those foods. We can do so many things as the player. The world is our oyster, and it was just handed to us on a silver platter wrapped in an envelope. We got a get out of jail free card, and we were able to start a brand new life and be happy with it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how envious do you think Shane must feel when he learns about our circumstances and why we moved to Pelican Town and where we used to work? And before you say, oh, but I never talked to Shane, so how does he know that? Here's another layer to it. In the 1.6 update, some new NPC dialogue has been added. If you start dating someone, the people connected to them will make a comment about how happy they are for the bachelor or bachelorette. Marnie will say that she's really happy for Shane if you give him a bouquet, for example. But more specifically, after Shane's 6-heart event, you know, the one where he has a really serious crisis and has to get rushed to the clinic and get referred to a therapist, after that event, Jody can randomly say to us, "Did you hear about Shane? I hope he's alright. If you fish a lot in a day, talk to Alex and he'll say, hey, I saw you fishing. If you catch a salmon, could I have a bite of it if you make salmon dinner?" Nothing gets by in Pelican Town with it being gossiped about. This is definitely small town vibes, and word gets around fast. So don't you worry, even if you didn't talk to Shane and tell him where you worked and why you came to Pelican Town, I bet this small town talked about you constantly when you first moved in. When he went to work, Sam probably told him, hey, did you hear about that new farmer? She used to work at Joja Mart too, like us. How lucky is she with that new farm, huh? Then he goes to the saloon and guess what? Emily and Gus. There's a new farmer in town. Apparently her grandpa's house and farm all goes to her. Wow, lucky her. And when he gets home, I want to meet the new farmer. I bet she's really nice. I bet she loves it here. I hope she gets all the help she needs to start a new life here. Maybe she'll visit when she needs some animals. Wow. Even I would start going crazy hearing about this cool new person that just moved in and was given this amazing opportunity and a golden ticket to a new life. I think Shane's initial attitude towards us is very understandable given the circumstances. I too would be envious seeing someone from a similar background as me get a ticket out and be able to start a new life. We were handed a house that we don't have to pay for, we don't even pay taxes on it, and a huge piece of land that we also don't have to pay taxes on. Nothing happens if we don't make any income in Stardew Valley. You'll never go in the red or anything like that. We literally don't have any bills. Shane's envy gets thrown at us in what might seem as hateful, but really, he's still hurting and he needs to heal himself. Although I do think Shane hates us at first, I think once he gets to know us a little bit and works on himself, he starts to come around and a strong friendship can bloom, and maybe even more. Y'all, thanks so much for watching. We just hit 5K subs, which is really crazy to think about, and I appreciate y'all so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hanging out in the live streams. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I stream Pixlar and Stardew Valley on Twitch, so if you'd like to check that out, link in description. And if you've got a suggestion for the next video or some headcanons that y'all have and want to share, be sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe to catch my next video. I'll be making more Stardew Valley videos, so keep an eye out. See y'all next time. Bye!